What's up, guys? AB Investment is back with you. A really important video for this Sunday. This upcoming week, I've been gauging the sentiment out there and seeing, weighing in on the FUD numbers and all that stuff. The whole community, things that are coming out from the SEC, things that are coming out from the community, things that are coming out from YouTubers. And here's one thing that is really important, okay? Pay attention to this. They just passed that rule that everybody's talking about now, that the market makers and the hedgies will be able to fix their books in the aftermarket. So look at the setup and see if this makes any sense to you. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, guys. Neither this is financial advice. It's just for entertainment. My personal channel. My thought, my opinion. So I think first they put out, I had a big theory on them, buying people out and stuff like that, and getting the people, putting out these FUD numbers so they can get this play over with. So hear me out on this. First, it was to the moon, encouraging people to buy as many. Now they made so much money that basically if everybody, let's stick with that. A lot of encouraging people to buy. Well, now you're thinking like, well, what the hell? How, why would they want it to be worse? Well, all along it was a two-way plan, kind of like a two-way highway. I need you to go north, but eventually I need to go back south. So to go back right where I came from, so I can pick up the pieces. This is how they think, okay? So they needed us. They needed our money. They needed people to buy in and buy in and buy in across all the stocks, not just one, so they can have this huge transfer of wealth. That's how they're doing it. Then it became part two now, phase two. Phase two was start putting doubt and fear throughout the community, which is the phase that we're in now, and we're kind of at the end of it now, because they're getting ready to go to phase three. Phase two was the fear and the numbers change. Now, you really think it was all along all about 100,000 a share or 10,000 a share or whatever, $200 and $300 a share, whatever. You need to think twice. And now you have literally some certain YouTubers that are coming out straight up, just all their videos are nothing about nothing but your number. Don't be greedy. Don't be stupid. Where was that talk before? Before they were encouraging the brackets that were high and everything, and now they're you're lucky if you get if it's $1 trillion play. And I proved on my previous videos saying that 1 trillion is a joke, because 1 trillion equals on a conservative estimate equals about $175 to $200 a share. Now they just need, basically, now that by doing the phase two, now it's time for phase three, which is why they passed that ruling. That's my conspiracy. They passed that ruling on they can fix their books in the aftermarket, because if they can get everybody to be afraid that they're gonna miss out on the squeeze, and the squeeze might just go to $200 or $300 or 150 or whatever, that way they have been taking so much money all year long, almost and a half now long, and in return they're gonna give back. It's kind of like, you give me $1 million, but in return I'll give you 300,000. How's that sound? They're like, okay, I'm not getting anything, I'm losing $700,000. Well, this is what my conspiracy is about. Take money from you so that I can take from your pocket, and I will give a few people. And this is why I said before that they are going to screw so many people over, and then some of the community will basically benefit this much, peanuts on the, literally peanuts, on behalf of the rest of the community, if we let this fear and doubt go through. Because like I said, if they get shares, if people start FOMOing the crazy, being crazy, scared. They've been holding for over a year. They're tired. They're so like, you know, it's kind of like somebody like, you know, who just got into a big fight, and then suddenly another person comes and like, you know what, let's go, like round it up, like let's go. I'm ready to fight. And you're like, oh, I just got done with this. Like, they're counting. They chose strategically the timing for this because he knows that he has an advantage now that, you know, you're battered up, and he has a better advantage of, you know, beating you down. So that's what's happening here. These guys are like going to try to go ahead and, you know, after all these gimmicks and situations, this is my final picture or outlook on this whole thing, of them persuading everyone, battering everybody down. Now it's phase about to be phase 3 because they, you know, passed those regulations at, you know, they can clear their books in the after hours, and by doing so, they can go ahead in the after hours and look at how many real shares that they get. Because again, I've always said it's all about that real float, that original real stocks. Once they get those, that theory of all the FTDs will be just canceled, that some YouTubers are talking about. They can only do that when the real float, or possibly have a shot at doing that, by having majority of the shares back. Because if they have the majority of the shares back, they can prove we got them back. Like, you know, we bought them all back. As far as whatever is out there, you know, who's tracking what, who's tracking who has what and who doesn't have what. We don't even have a system in place. And I do believe that all parties were correlating and playing on the same page. So this is the final stage and phase about to happen now, the third phase. And if we don't fold to this, consider, I mean, look, I'm just telling you what I think. Who knows? Please, if you think something else, or you have, if you support what I'm saying, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it on other platforms, please. Let everybody be aware of this, because a lot of people, I'm the only one who's saying this right now. Like, this theory of mine is, I'm the only one who's saying it. If it makes sense to you, I'm glad. Please like and subscribe to the channel and share it on other platforms. Get other people to know about this. If it doesn't, please in the commenting section, go ahead and write some comments. Let's spread the knowledge amongst the community, and everyone else. So much love, guys. Watch out for this upcoming Tuesday. If we don't fold to this gimmick, again, remember, we have the mantle. We hold. The price has to be, like, the shares have to be covered. Price goes up. Simple as that. We sell, everything crumbles, and it's a domino effect. I'm just not saying like when to sell, how to sell, when to buy, when not to buy, when not to sell. I'm just giving out like my kind of intake on what is preparing or fixing to happen. So much love, guys. Happy Sunday.